Hello, and thanks for watching this short video focusing on QuickBooks Online. My name is Woody Adams with Intuit, and today we're going to be talking about managing your users, inviting users and different levels of access when a user logs in. One of the best things about QuickBooks Online is very collaborative, right? There's no file transfer back and forth. You're on the web, Intuit is hosting the data, and you can have other users log in with different levels of access. So where do you go to do that? Before we do that, I did want to mention I'm in the plus level, so I get 5 users, plus I can add my accountant user, and they do not count towards the 5 users. Right? Simple Start, the base model of QuickBooks Online, is 1 user, plus you can invite your accountant, and then Essentials, 3 users, plus you can invite your accountant user. And they have, of course, access QuickBooks Online through QuickBooks Online Accountant. So where do we go to start inviting employees, friends, family, accountants to our QuickBooks Online subscription files? You go to the company menu, manage users. And you'll see here, I have, besides myself, there's 2 other users with this file, and I have an accountant user. And this is where all the inviting and setting up of access and choices happens. Before I go in and add a new user, just to show you what's available for security rights and access level, I did want to mention that you can, at any time, you can come into the Manage User section under Company, highlight a user, and click Activity. And this brings up the activity log. Now I can see this too by running the activity log report from my reports list. However, it's kind of nice to see, what I've been up to. When I signed in, when I signed out, what did I do while I was signed in? So very nice, kind of like an audit trail of what your users, even yourself, are doing when they're logged in. All right, so let's go back to the user list and click New. And it's just a little mini interview. Now, let's first break this window down. Choose a user type. Simple Start will have the ability, well, there'll be no new button in Simple Start because the person who signs up for the subscription is the master admin, the user, and you can invite your accountant, that's it. Now Essentials and Plus will have this little wizard for setting up new users. You can have a regular or custom user, and I'll be setting that one up, but let's go over the other 3. Company Administrator, this person will have access rights within, all access rights within QuickBooks Online Plus. Now, the reports and time tracking only users, these are only at the plus level. These users do not count against your user list. Very nice, just have someone be able to sign into the file and run reports, but not actually edit or modify any of the data. Or have someone, my employees out in the field enter time, but not have access to the data. Okay, so those are very key, and you have to be at the plus level to either add reports or time tracking users. Let's do a regular custom user. Click Next. All, again, just read down through the list what they have. This you might not want to grant them all this access. So a user with all access will have all the limited access rights for customer and sales and suppliers and purchase workflows. As well, they can add, edit, delete employees. I don't really want them to do that, right? Change preferences, probably not. View of the activity log, make deposits or transfer funds, add, edit, or delete accounts. So you have to really read through this list and see if that's what you want them to be able to do. If not, do limited, and then let's look at customers and sales user. Obviously, they have the ability to do most customer and sales transactional effort. And here's what they can't do. Nothing on the supplier side. Can't enter a bill. Can't view bank registers. That might be helpful in some of your employees. Can't perform a home currency adjustment or deal with multi-currency. And then the supplier and purchase, very similar, but on the supplier side. Obviously, it supports most of the supplier effort, transactional activity that you would do, and what they can't do. So I'm going to keep this person limited, but they have access to both sides of the fence. Click Next. And how about user management? They're not going to be able to add, edit, delete, modify, or even view the user list. But maybe you might have an assistant or someone that could. You have some options. As far as company information and the preferences, I'm going to let them view it, but I don't want them changing the business ID or something like that. And subscription and billing, this would be your account. I really don't want them to view the subscription or how much I'm paying for my Plus file, but if someone was going to, they're my partner or what have you, you have some options, right? Click Next, but I'll keep it at no and view only for that. And then you would just put in the actual email address for the person that you're inviting, because they're going to get an email invite and they can just sign in. You click Next again, and then when you click Finish, two things will happen. The user will be sent an email, contains a link for signing into the company file. They'll be asked to create a user ID or choose one from the list if they already have one. And then, of course, you'll see the user on the list. As soon as I hit Finish, once this window goes away, we'll see 4 users under Manage Users. And of course, I can highlight them and click Delete. I could edit the user if I want to and change the access rights. Or I can go ahead and highlight that user and just click Delete. And this will remove them from the list. Now, users cannot delete themselves. Keep that in mind, and you have to be a company admin, of course, to delete them, to actually delete them, unless, of course, if it was a regular or custom user, you did give them that option on one of those pages on the user wizard we went through. And probably the only other thing you'll be doing after inviting your users, and they're in there and you're all collaborating in the file at the same time, would be to invite your accountant. It's very similar. You just click Invite Accountant, put in their email address, first and last name, click Finish. They get an invite and they can collaborate too. So that is how you manage users and apply access rights within QuickBooks Online, Simple Start Essentials and Plus. Have a great day.